go.
And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Men on Card, co-hosted with Ruled In. And today we will be talking about Invincible episode, season 4, episode 2. And the title of this stream is Phil.
To Infinity Ray and beyond.
Okie doke. So who wants to kick off?
I'd say you guys go first.
All right. So the episode starts where we see a meteor landing on planet Viltrum. And I think it starts to set off some like gas or something like that. And then we transition to seeing what we come to learn as like Nolan, like training some younglings or some young Viltrumites in their history and the reason why they're doing what they're doing and stuff.
Some young men.
Yeah, and what I found interesting about this is in order for a supremacist mindset to really take hold, how much you have to really ingrain it in the youth.
Absolutely.
You know? And the stuff that he was saying to them, you could see it's like, you know, they're just preparing them to just really see everyone else as food, and that's it, sort of thing, isn't it? You know. Malik?
Yeah.
Go on. Pardon?
I said the nurturing is very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And like he even said to them, look, yeah, 2 of you are gonna die tomorrow. So you know what I mean? Make sure you come with a weapon. Yeah. So what did you think about like the whole thing about the rite of passage and that, and he's got to fight his mom and his dad?
Personally, I feel like, because I just want to comment on the kid thing as well, when they're training them up. It's pretty much kind of what you'd expect, and I like the fact that it is kind of consistent with you know, what we've seen, and it kind of, you know, explains why they are the way they are. And like the Nolan in it, it expands a bit more on like Nolan, because effectively it's from his perspective. A lot of it, like with the rite of passage, I thought it was definitely a little bit more interesting, because my previous gripe with Invincible prior, right, is the fact that like everything has felt like a side quest in terms of like thing, but I feel like this kind of plays more, has more cult like significance to the main, has more significance to like the main plot than what else everything else is going on. Here's Nolan's rite of passage. I thought was a very interesting scene, because it kind of also shows what like all the dynamics are amongst their society as opposed to the new ones. Because even then, when he's training the kids, it still kind of shows that like, well, one, he still has like a lot to go, and two, there are definitely more like levels to like this hierarchy. Because when his mother and his father came to go like come at him, right, they were proper trying to kill him, and like it's his mother didn't even seem like she was like she just wanted him gone. Like, if that makes sense, it's not really the proper relationship you kind of expect, like from a natural thing. I don't know, but what do you guys think?
His mom seemed petty.
Do you know what I started thinking?
She didn't like that at all.
Do you know what I started thinking about when they was fighting? I was thinking about, you know, like how there's a difference between a father's love and a mother's love for a child. I almost felt like when the dad was giving him the beat down, it was giving him a beat down to test him, but he wasn't necessarily going in there to like end Nolan so that Nolan would be of no use to anyone going forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he knew when Nolan demonstrated enough, and when he would know that, right, when my son goes into the Empire, he can handle himself. But the mum she just
wanted to eviscerate him.
She just went far beyond what the pale should be.
Yeah, and you know, you could take that several ways. You know, some people could make comments by what they observed, and you could just be seen as misogynistic because with Nolan's father, it looked like it was business. It looked like it was a test. But with the mother, it looked personal. And then when she was finished and he told her, look, you need to stop. He did what he needed to do. She was like, I hope I never see either of you again.
Yeah. So it's
You know
like,
what
It kind of shows maybe there's a bit more deeper to like how their society, get together, if that makes sense.
you
Where
know what
typically,
I
because in the
think
wild,
mhm.
animals will typically go for like the strongest like partner because they want strong offspring. But in that instance, it might kind of be like because it's a lot of similarities to Dragon Ball Z or like how the Saiyans like are.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
but
I definitely
unlike, go on.
but I think the mum knew that Nolan was giving her the business. If it wasn't 2-on-1, I think he would have
He would have dealt with her.
yeah,
He
yeah, I
would have
think
dealt with her.
I don't know
But
if you
he's
could take the dad. It was close, but
nah. I don't think he would have been able to take the dad because I think the dad was showing him dad strength. If you know what I mean. Do
yeah, but
you know what I mean?
he was still he was still getting jumped by the mom when he was fighting the dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we don't know how close to the limit the dad was going,
Yeah.
but to me it did look like the mom was struggling.
Yeah.
So
Mm,
And we got to remember this is before the plague like got set off
yeah,
worldwide. So it's not as though there's a limited number of Viltrumites at this point, and she just had to settle for Nolan's dad. There was
mm,
kids of them at that time. So whatever was going on with her was her own thing. But I think what Malik said earlier, like reminded you of sayings, I'm not talking about pre-Dragon Ball Super and all of that nonsense. When we were like first introduced to Bardock and all of that lot, and the fact that there was never really any story flushed out with Goku's mum, we just figured that maybe the Saiyans just paired up when they needed to, and then they was out living their separate lives.
yeah.
Once a child was come out the incubator,
mm,
but like at this stage in the game, the Viltrumites weren't in that position. So just moving it on a bit, I felt that I feel like the animation has really improved, and I like the fact that they made a young Nolan look a mix between Mark and his dad, if that makes sense. Like you could see,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
see,
You see the resemblance like
you can
down
look
the
at Nolan's
road.
dad and see what Nolan is gonna end up looking like, but you
Yeah,
could also see Mark in a young Nolan, which I
yeah.
thought
Yeah,
that was a really good bit of artistry and illustration. The minor point, but
I
yeah,
like the transition from Nolan teaching because at first I didn't even realize it was him. I like the transition from him teaching to he got jumped, where it's like you've got to be ready to stand on business at any moment.
yeah,
And he's like,
yeah,
and when he was getting clapped up, he was like, "Do you know what day it is?" And he's like, "I ain't forgot.
yeah.
I know
just
what
the
day it is."
comment as well. I think you made a previous thing on in like the last episode where like you kind of want to see more of Nolan like as a Viltrumite, and I feel like this did kind of show him there
Yeah,
because it also kind of makes him in a way. I don't know if relatable is the word, but like how Mark's case, when Mark was growing up or Mark was learning how the ropes or how to go things, you can definitely see more of the Mark in him when he was younger, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
or
Because
being pushed to
he's
certain
waiting for
degrees.
the world, isn't he?
Nah, I could only see it looks only. I don't think a young Nolan is anything like Mark.
I mean, not in like the nice, but I feel like a Mark, to me, it'd be like Mark if Mark was raised on Biltram, but because when he was with the kids, right, he had that like stern, you know, I gotta set an example of how you should be, right? But when he was with his parents, he seemed a little bit more like a child, like a child, or like a little bit more. I wouldn't say vulnerable, but as a child would.
No, but he hadn't gone through the rite of passage yet. That was the whole point of that fight.
Not only
I
that,
know, I know.
when you look at how Mark is treating Oliver, it's the same, isn't it? Where he's like, we gotta be prepared. We need to go outside. We need to do this. We need to do that. So it's there. It's there. Obviously, the levels are different. Mark is saying we need to be prepared to go out and save people, whereas Nolan's parents were like, you need to be able to go out and just dominate.
Yeah, Nolan told them they had some saying, didn't they? Like all his ours. Was it all his ours?
Oh yeah, I
Is that
can't
what
remember.
he said? Something
That.
like that, where they're like looking to go out there and thing. But okay, then so let's just move it on a little bit. So the virus gets released. What do they call it? The scourge virus.
Yeah.
That gets released and it starts affecting the population and stuff. And
The black people with the locks gave me jokes.
The one with
wait,
the,
wait. It was tough.
Too much.
It was tough for 5 minutes. That was that. But what?
Episode. It might not have even been that episode. It might have been like all three of them because I did catch up. There was a lot of trauma porn with the black people getting killed again, which was irritating.
watching your whole race just get kind of annihilated effectively, and you don't know how, where, or why for the most part until it's like too late. But,
No, I'm talking about
They knew why.
I'm talking about as a viewer seeing the injury detail with the black people in terms of, because you need to remember there's the ratio of black characters to white characters, and we look
Yeah.
at how graphically they're dying compared to how graphically the white people are dying, and how often the black people are dying. It was irking me. It was bringing me back to 80s action films and horrors.
See, I mentioned that when Reeled In we reviewed season 3. I mentioned that about the way they animate or really hyper focus on the black deaths. But when the scourge virus went off, I kind of felt like they were showing everyone dropping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With that, they were all getting it, but I'm talking about like the show in general. And that's what I said. I don't know if it was just episode 2 or if it was the whole 3 of them that I caught up with. But I was hypersensitive to it. I was just like, oh, this trope again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll have to see the next episode, like how that paled in, because I didn't really pick up on that on this one. But
I mean,
we're going back,
I don't know.
Back in universe and back to what's going on.
I just found it interesting the way they just dumped all the bodies into space to form that ring around Viltrum.
I don't think they intended to form the ring. I think it was just gravity just happened to do that. But you got to get rid of them somehow, innit? And I guess they thought that was the easiest way.
Yeah, but they didn't have no like funeral rites or nothing like that. It's like, and this is what I say about people with a supremacist mindset, right? Yeah, they will stick to this ideology regardless of how it injures them or how it hurts them.
Yeah.
And even other people within their movement, they're willing to F over just for their own thing. Like there was no funeral rites, there was no burials, there was no cremation. And it was just like scooping them up like trash in like what looked like intergalactic trash cans and just dumping them in space. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah,
with their society, right?
Function.
But with their society, it's like the strong survive and the weak die. They don't care. If you are weak, then you don't deserve you don't deserve anything. If they're just dumping them in space, that's just kind of it.
So then that thing where they had us believing that they were all fighting each other so that only the strongest of the strongest survived. That was all a lie then, wasn't it?
Not necessarily, because you have to pass the fight first.
Actually, I think
no, but that virus killed billions of them. So how would there would have been, if that scourge thing was true? Sorry, that thing was true, where they were killing each other just to have the strongest of the strongest survive. then how big was their population? Because that virus by itself killed billions.
Well, it's self-regulation, isn't it? Because
Uh,
there was 4 kids, yeah, 2 of them gonna die that day. How many classes are there a day? It's still true. Just because there's billions of them doesn't mean that
all right. Yeah.
um
Okay.
they're not practicing what they preach. You understand? And not only that, it's like, you can, and they regenerate anyway. So you can lose a fight, and you just know where you are in the pecking order in society. You don't necessarily need to die, because Mark would have died. You see, not Mark, sorry. Nolan would have died, and then there'd be no population. The boomers would be the only ones, and they'd just die out. If you kill your children because they're not hard enough, they're like what, 15, 16. You're 30. You made it to 30. You got all that fighting experience. You got grown man muscles. What percentage of children are likely to beat grown adults?
Yeah, which is another reason why the mum was going overboard.
And not only that, let's say Nolan killed his dad. Then what? Do you know what I mean? Does he go get married and impregnate someone immediately? Is it someone his age? Is it someone 2, 3 generations old? Do you understand? There's,
Yeah, yeah.
that's details that I suppose we need to just ignore, innit? To let it go, because if you think too deep,
Yeah.
then the whole thing falls apart.
But when he finished telling Alan that story, Alan was like, "Oh, you made me almost feel sorry for your people." Did any of you feel sorry for them?
No,
No,
not really.
because it worked for them. I mean, do you feel sorry for Spartans?
No.
It's the same thing. They look good in the movie, but at the end of the day, their culture was always going to end up the way it ended up. It was a very small country, or civilization on a country. They were all warriors. You're not going to last long when someone has more soldiers than you, and that's what happened. You can rate it, you can respect it. You don't have to feel sorry, especially if you know how it was going to end.
And this is interesting, right? Because with all of the technology advances that we are led to believe the Viltrums have, if their mindset was different, they could be a real asset to the universe. You know what I mean? Rather than a parasite.
I feel like that's the kind of the point, though, because
Yeah.
well, at the end of the day, that's how their culture just evolved over time. Like you said, I think there may have been a time when there were like probably good Viltrumites, right? But then what? The purge probably happened, or one side just decided to band together and fight. Okay, so um why should we suffer people who are weaker than us if we can do more? And that's probably when that happened. And then over generations, they've cemented that mindset to be where they're at. That's why again, you don't feel sorry for them because, well, like it's a bit late. They much else do, and their society right now, it's I can't even. It's beyond the critical state, right? Like there really is no coming back unless
Yeah, they're at risk of extinction.
they
But my question
suddenly
is,
rechange anything. But even then,
what made them take that choice of survival of the fittest? And
See, I know things kind of look grim for them, but remember, they can live for a long time. So, replenishing their
interesting.
numbers isn't to replenish their numbers today isn't may not be as pertinent as it would be for other races, just simply on the
But
fact that they live for a long time.
I think that's why. But I remember in the same episode, he mentioned or they mentioned how, well, even if we were to repopulate with our numbers now, the children or the offspring who come from us will not likely be inbred or deformed or have like deformities and stuff. That's just because there's not
Yeah,
enough
that's
of us
yeah.
for like diversity,
If
right?
they're inbred, but if they go into planets like Earth
Yeah,
or
yeah. That's why I think that's why they're that as a breeding program or
Yeah,
whatever it is where they go
my
out.
understanding is Mark is probably the first half Wiltshire. We don't know that he has the longevity of Nolan. He might have the longevity of a human.
yeah, that's true.
We don't know. We don't know Oliver either. We don't know how long Oliver's going to last. For all we know, his lifespan might make it till he's 18, and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah. Or next season he might be
Nolan's
looking
word of
like
mouth.
he might be looking like he's Mark's older brother next season.
Yeah.
The way that he's growing. But let's move it on a bit. So so what happens next? I think Alan takes Nolan to meet Optimus Prime. I call him
Yeah.
Optimus Prime. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah.
But
It's Peter Cullen. It's Peter Cullen.
yeah, it's
That's
Peter
what it
Cullen,
is.
isn't it? But do you think he can be trusted?
I was skeptical at first because they did say there's a traitor in their mix. There's a traitor, but they don't know who it is. And part of me had believed that it might have been him, but I feel like it's becoming less and less because one, they did the whole pump fake where when Alan got beat up, like he almost was practically like almost dead,
Mm.
and he got put in the chamber to recover.
Mm.
And when he turned off his life support, he was like, "I'm sorry, I have to do this." It was a test to see if Alan's like the Novan genes or the biologically engineered like genes would kick in so that he could
I don't know. I
recover,
think he
and
just
it
did a gamble.
paid off because how does episode? Oh, I don't want to go too far ahead.
Maybe the traitor
That
was
would come into
Captain
what
Picard.
happens next.
Captain Picard. Oh, that's one thing that I like that this show does. Yeah, is the way it takes jabs out of franchises. Because I thought that whole Star Trek thing was hilarious.
I loved it.
I thought it was freaking brilliant. That was as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's Star Trek: The Next Generation. And the way that ship was falling apart and that was the complete opposite to how immaculate that Starship Enterprise used to be. Do you know what I mean? When they do stuff like that, I really do think I give them a round of applause for that, man.
I
think
that.
to comment as well on that, the one funny thing is how in Star Trek it's like everybody who wears red dies, and I'm pretty sure like most of that crew were wearing red. So I guess that was like another sort of like nod to that in essence.
And but like Nola's like having to sleep on the couch and that. I thought that was jokes.
And when he found out why he was sleeping on that couch, I was like, no way.
He's lucky. They're lucky he just didn't rip up the ship there and then. But boy,
man thought he was Wolverine from Krakoa.
I really like Nolan in space because this whole arc is given like heavy, again like Vegeta vibes, or it just reminds me exactly like how he would react, like in like situations like this.
Yeah.
I got to say, this episode really made me appreciate Nolan a lot more than I have done recently.
Thank you, man.
And I liked the fact that he was like, look, I got beef with my beef with my people is my business, but I'm not joining your thing.
Yeah.
I respected that because unless obviously in this case the people are running off as like psychomaniacs that need to be stopped. I really don't like it when people go against their own people. So but the fact that where he crystallized it and he was like, look, I've got beef with them, don't get me wrong, but my beef with them is my business. I'm not just joining it to be a thing. And you can see that Nolan still has some sort of code in the fact that he would detest the betrayer and what the betrayer would do and stuff like that, especially like with the releasing of the virus and stuff like that, which we come to find out later on. So that really got me thinking, actually, do you know what? I've been a bit hard on Nolan, man. I'm starting to really understand him a lot better and stuff like that. And I actually respected that stance that he took.
I feel like as well, it kind of also showed that like he wasn't he always had feelings like to a degree. Like I know Earth definitely changed him significantly, but it kind of just showed like he had a genuine love for his people. Because at the end of the day, like you said, like those were his family, right? Even despite how rough or harsh like things he had to do, the reaction he gave to what is it Thetis? I
Yeah,
think that's
Thaddeus,
yeah,
or
Thetis,
something like
right?
that.
Just shows like thing because just to shows that like he genuinely did care, and again like his problems are his own, and it adds a little bit more depth to the character because like he has to choose between well like them or his family, despite like a history he has with them, you know, even though it's not quite the best. Um,
Mm.
and to coming back on just to touch on it as well, you could see that like definitely Nolan had a bit more was a bit not say softer, but had a bit more of a heart when you know when he was throwing out the bodies. Because for a second, I didn't realize that was him. And then one of the bodies they were throwing out into space was his dad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Um,
he didn't see there again. He didn't even know where his dad was, or if his dad was sick or whatnot. And we don't
right,
know. We don't know the period of time that that took.
right. But listen, a Viltrumite, right, as we are led to believe, like I said, they believe in the whole might makes right, uh, you know, society where if you're weak or you can't survive this, right, you deserve nothing less than death. Yeah.
mm,
But the fact that he literally had to pause for a second and then he had the shock of like, oh shit, that's my dad. Just kind of shows that yeah, he was probably always different from them from the start. That makes sense.
yeah,
Or at
possibly.
least the seeds there were already there even before he went to Earth.
But what I will say is
Mm.
that that reinforces my opinion from last week, whereas you can't base his treatment of Mark, Debbie, and Earth as how humans would treat humans. You understand? Like his moral code is completely different to Earth's moral code, where we can simplify it as might makes right. You understand? On Earth, might makes right is despised, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Whereas over there, it's standard procedure. So him coming to Earth and the fact that he was there saving people and everything, it's going back to like what Mal's saying, isn't it? Like maybe he was different
But
from day one.
hold on. He was on Earth saving people. That was his cover.
But he doesn't
It
need cover.
was, but it was also I
What
feel
cover
like
do
it
you
also
need?
was changing him
He
like
could have
What?
got
to
a
a
day
degree
job.
as well. Because
Sorry, one at a time. One at a
say
time.
again,
One at a
you go
time.
first. You go first.
What cover does he need? He could have got a day job. Do you understand? He could have worked in a newspaper.
But he wanted this thing, but he wanted like a way that would get him the quickest for them to trust him, so that he can convert them. Which is
Yeah,
weird, different because most Viltrumites would just come to the planet, just say like, "Look, I'm taking over. You can get with the program, or you can die," and that's it. But he
yeah, but
decided to go a different route.
And when
yeah,
he did decide to murk them off, they couldn't stop him. So do you understand? Why do that? He's not evil.
I don't think he was like again. A lot of this show, I feel like, has a lot of like anime and like specifically from Dragon Ball Z, like how he is effectively a parallel to Bardock because Bardock did what he had to do as a Saiyan and as a warrior like, to get through. But at the end of the day, he didn't he was
So, yeah,
hello, hello. Are you gonna finish that thought?
yeah I cut off. Yeah, like I said, he's like a very strong parallel to Bardock because he was different from the rest. He had his own views, and when he eventually saw that okay, this isn't working for me, he just couldn't get with the program, and he was just different. He just went off and it was different. Like also as well taking in the time frame because I feel like he still had the whole Viltrumite is like, why do I have to do this or put up with this stuff? Because, but by the time, but during that time, we don't know exactly how quickly he met Debbie. I don't know if he met him on the first day he landed or whatever.
Well,
But
it looked like when we don't know when this scourge virus went off, but I assume it happened hundreds of years ago because he was he was looking just a little bit older than Mark. When
he must have been about like
when he was recovering,
18.
when he was recovering from that virus, he looked a bit gaunt, like he had lost weight and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He still didn't look like adult Omni Man, if you know what I mean. Like he didn't
yeah.
look like Nolan the Grey, if you know what I mean. Like you know what I'm saying. So yeah, but they went on that quest to go and round up all of these weapons, and it's interesting that he's keeping a log on things that can destroy Viltrumites, when originally it should have been safeguarded. Anything that was a weakness to them should have not be reported or
Should have
written
been
down.
destroyed.
Should have been destroyed. So it seems as though if he went on those adventures before he got to Earth, maybe
He was already thinking about it.
he was
Like,
already thinking about it.
Or maybe those adventures were while he was on Earth, and he knew that at some point he would have to protect his family.
but he didn't have a family at that point though.
When you get with a woman like Debbie, I'm sure you always think about it.
No, but when he no
Yeah, but
because when he was
we don't know where that is.
he was looking for those weapons. I think that was before he came to Earth.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I
with the
think.
space, because when he was going after the space no, not the space racer. Who are them orange aliens? That was like tearing up. That was able to like tear him
Oh,
out,
them
tearing up.
dinosaur things.
Yeah, that when he
Ragnar's.
Ragnar's, yeah. When we first see them with him, he was with that female Viltrumite, and who I'm
She didn't
assuming was
make
his
it.
partner at the time, and she died. But like after that, he
Could have
didn't.
been
I don't think he
co-workers.
had a family at that point.
Can
But
you imagine how strong those things would be if they came to Earth?
yeah,
Because
and
they're moving like that under that heavy
gravity.
gravity. But then it makes me wonder if they did come to Earth, would it be more of an even playing field for Nolan to fight?
They might float away. They might have a bit of they might have some trouble calibrating themselves to
The gravity.
not jump so high.
No,
I
I
feel
reckon
like
they'd be shooting around the place at
yeah,
flipping lightning speed, I would imagine.
Mm.
if if they were on Earth, I feel like he would have a harder time as well, particularly because when they remember he was still underneath the effects of the gravity and terrain, and he could
Yeah,
barely fly.
but he doesn't have those restraints when he's on Earth.
Right, but they adapted, yes, but they won't have the restraints of their own gravity either. So
Yeah,
I don't feel like
Which will make them more dangerous.
yeah, so I don't feel like they'd be on an even playing field, even if they were on Earth.
I don't know. I think you get the home turf boost.
That's what I think.
I think on Earth he'll work them.
Unless maybe the gap, maybe he just can't close the gap. That's the only other reason.
Well, the gap is already there, and he's already been weighed down. So it's like, and he's also suffering from like a handicap from it. So if the
Right.
handicap is not there, which also means the handicap isn't there for them, well, they wouldn't really be a handicap. It'd be
Yeah,
more
they
of a positive thing.
might get even
They would
stronger.
be,
Yeah.
they'd actually be stronger or faster.
Yeah,
Like
but
nobody, I don't think anybody on Earth is going to take out a single one of them
less
by
gravity doesn't
themselves.
automatically mean um an advantage. You understand? Because this is a atmosphere that Nolan's used to. We don't know that they're used to this. The same as the Martians. You understand? They come to a different atmosphere and they can't survive normally. Who the air composition. We don't know that they can breathe oxygen and be fine.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's a good point.
But I think Nolan will work there. Nolan, you know what? I was gonna wait till later to say this, but somebody needs to get that man some shoes.
Yeah, what's the deal with him fighting barefoot and all of that?
Walking around barefoot, no gloves, is irritating me.
Yeah, I don't know, because he wasn't just like that on Fraxon, was he?
No, man had full garments on. The Viltrumites walk around with garments. When he's on Earth, he walks around with garments.
When they went to meet Optimus Prime, didn't he have like boots and flipping?
Yes.
Didn't he have boots and combat trousers on and stuff?
Yes.
I don't know.
I know he had a different outfit on because they had to sneak him in and out.
They got man walking around like Hank McCoy.
No, I don't know. And I don't know that he. Oh, that's a minor thing. I was going to say, I don't know that he needs a cape, but that's another thing.
Maybe he likes to feel the grass of the space rocks between his toes, you know?
Yeah, but going up against them lizard things, the capes are flipping vulnerability, man. They just grab that and just pull him back down.
Yeah, no capes.
Yeah, they should have listened to what's her name from Incredibles?
Innit? Like, Edna. Yeah, no capes, innit? Yeah, like no capes.
Yeah, no capes. Edna.
Yeah, Edna. No cape.
Only man deserves a cape.
But all right, okay. So, do we need to go through the quest when they're collecting everything? We haven't spoke about Space Racer.
Space Racer.
What do you think of Space Racer? I mean, it's very brief, but
yeah,
I couldn't work out if he's supposed to be Lobo or Space Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider, but maybe he's both.
I was calling him Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Space Racer.
What's his backstory or what's his thing? Is he just like a cowboy?
I don't know, maybe he's just a hero.
Yeah, maybe he's just a hero in that time. Because Ghost Rider's got that thing where he goes out to punish the people doing injustice, right?
Yeah, the wicked.
And maybe he was looking for Nolan and he was giving Nolan so much of a hard time that Nolan said, well, you know what, I'm just gonna have to seal this dude away in these meteors so he can't threaten no one or do anything.
Nah, he wanted the gun, innit?
Yeah.
He wanted the gun. And he was like, you can't kill him to separate him from the gun. So we have to die of natural causes, and hopefully the bond has been released.
I think as well that was also another thing because with people in power or nations or whatever, it's all about resources. Yes, I can destroy, something like this, but at the same time, they were probably also thinking, how can we harness this stuff like to our benefit? Which is probably why he probably left it alone, or maybe under orders. That's why he left it alone, because if that makes sense.
I'm sure he was sent to
destroy it. Or at least until they figured out a way that they could get rid of him, because the Viltrumites found out about the
Yeah, but how did they find out about it? He must have gone up against a Viltrumite and killed them or done some serious damage for them to be even aware that he's out there doing this thing.
He probably did.
And if that's the case, you're only sending one guy to go up against him.
Well, I think it was ever just one guy. I think that he was probably with another Viltrumite, like he was against the I keep forgetting the name. Ragnar, right? And then that guy just got off screen or got hit with the black hole gun, because it shoots black holes, doesn't it? I think, or something like that.
What was the? Yeah, that gun was like it was doing way too much.
That gun was nice. That gun was definitely DC level of power.
So it's like shooting off singularities or something like that.
He just said to he must have apologized to him. He's like, "Did you just apologize to me?" It was like,
yeah, man.
It's like,
he
whoa.
was in shock.
But when he found out that Optimus Prime was, I keep calling him Optimus Prime, I keep forgetting his name. When he found out that he was the one that delivered the virus,
Yeah.
Nolan's reaction to that, man, I thought, oh, actually, do you know what? He's still like sort of earning my respect a lot more as the
To me, that
episode.
seemed like a human reaction.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. Like he has feelings. Like he did care for like his people enough to where he's gonna have a strong reaction. Because at the end of the day, before Debbie and Mark were his family, those were all the family he has, right? Which
so
is
that whole Debbie is a pet to me was a lie.
it was a lie. It was a lie. We
I
all
felt
know
like
it was a lie.
Would you say, Phil?
I felt like it was a lie.
Hmm.
He probably tried to believe it at the start, but like after having a kid with her and then doing all the dad shit, he
But not
just
only that,
couldn't believe the lie no more.
not only that, when when you're trying to be the bad guy following Darth Vader, like you've got to drop bars as well. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, "Oh, that's my son," and then you just fight and you got nothing to say. No one's gonna rate you, innit?
I
So how
guess.
do you follow? How do you follow? Look, I am your father. You follow. Your mum was just a pet to me.
Damn.
Like if you seen Baki,
No, I don't
Yeah,
watch that.
you seen Baki Mel.
yeah,
You saw what Yujiro did to Baki's mom.
yeah. She, like I said, she was just a tool for him just to have someone he can fight. And but the difference is like with her, she was into it. Like this is what she wanted,
Yeah, what
and
I'm saying
whatnot.
is, you saw what happened when he was just like when he was done with her. It's like move from me. You know what I mean? And then when Baki was like, "Oh, you did this to my mum or whatever," and Yujiro was like, "Hey man, if you want the smoke, come and get it. And if you don't want the smoke, then me being with your mum was a waste of my time." Do you see what I mean? When you're a dad, even Hayachi from Tekken, when he dashed Kazuya off the cliff, he said, "If you're my son,
You're gonna
you're
survive or come back.
yeah, you got to do that. Sometimes as a father, you got to do that.
Hmm.
I think
Interesting.
You got to
as
do that.
well. Like I said,
Otherwise, you end up with 2026."
I didn't hear that. Would you say?
I said, otherwise, you'll end up with 2026.
What does that mean?
This parallel universe we're living in.
I was saying, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so was there anything else so far into this episode that
Um,
you guys wanted to pull out?
I don't know because I feel like some of the things that I'm thinking of right now are in different episodes.
So I think this episode ends when Conquest returns
was that?
to
Yeah.
Outram.
You going back to the king, and is this where they do the reveal
Oh, Freddie Mercury.
who the king is? Because I know who it is, but like I don't want to say unless I don't think. I think
Right,
that might be a thing
right.
for
This is this
later
is
on.
what this is what I don't understand. Yeah, Conquest left Earth naked. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like in the mindset of the boy let me live. Or wasn't that like a stupid thing to do? Da, 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 da. So it makes you think he's gonna go off to come back and try again. Is what I was thinking from the end of the previous episode, right?
Yeah.
Were you guys thinking the same?
Yeah.
Right. So
Probably.
then
I
he
didn't
gets
think he was
to,
going to
so
go
then
off.
he
I
gets
thought he was going to look for Mark immediately.
what? Even though he's naked, I don't know. He got one arm.
He only had one arm anyway.
But
Well,
you
he
had the
had
prosthetic.
he had a thing that he
the
could
me-
use. He had a fake arm that he could use. But anyway, he flew off, and I'm thinking he's flying off, and he's gonna come back at some point to do this again. But when he gets to the throne, room, he's all like, "Oh my lord, I failed. Please make my death painful so that everyone can see." And I'm like, well, why would he say that if he wants to go back?
Well, because again, that's
It
society.
was a
He
Like,
total
failed.
change. It was a total
He
change of
failed.
character. I felt.
Right, but he failed, and that's their mindset. That's their society. If you
Right.
fail, you
So
can't
when
do the
he
job.
flew
You
off from
die.
Earth, so when he flew away from Earth, he was flying back to know that I'm going back to get killed. That don't make no sense.
But
the
like
way
I
I
said, they
question
have a.
go on.
I feel like they have a sense of honor or pride to where if I'm gonna face my death or face things, I'm gonna do it like a man. Or I think because the whole thing with them and Nolan, right? They see him as like a coward and a betrayer to the race because one, he did the things he was not supposed to do, and two, when he did commit these, crimes and whatever, which they were gonna kill him for anyway. Remember, because they were gonna execute him on that ship.
Mm,
Um, he, what's it? Where am I going? Yeah, at least Conquest knew if I go back, I'm gonna die on by my own hands, or at least face my death like a true Viltrumat. Because that's just the mindset or like of how they're ingrained or brought up. Even I feel like he understood that I knew it, but yes, it would have, I guess, also made sense to come back. But this time around, the fact that they've sent Nolan to Earth and he failed, they sent Anissa to Earth and she failed, and they sent Conquest to Earth and he failed. Like, just kind of shows, well, they're gonna bring something else with them, which is what I believe is it's who's coming next or who is on their way. But I don't know. But do you guys think differently?
at this point, they should give up. But to answer your thought, um, when he got out, the adrenaline was probably rushing, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this dude," and blah blah blah. On that long flight home, he probably thought about how he got boxed up. Like, would you go
Yeah,
back? He was virtually dead.
yeah.
Mm.
Like, would you want to go through that again? Because at first he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna teach you a lesson, boy," and all that kind of thing. But then you started to see him struggle. And if Viltrumites are anything like Saiyans and they get stronger as they go on,
Yeah.
who, what's to say that he would even give Mark a good fight this time?
Yeah, but
Might
then
just get
wouldn't he?
crushed.
Yeah, but wouldn't he also get the boost as well because he was pretty much near death?
Yeah, but
If
we
he gets stronger,
um
But
tell me if
he
I missed that, but I don't know that they get the boost
because in my head
from
I understood that Conquest is like in the top three, at least top five, at least top three Viltrumites out there in terms of strength.
I don't feel like he's as strong as he should be, right? Particularly because he survived the Scourge virus. Like, I feel like
Yeah, that's
even for
true.
them, there's a
Yes,
certain point. I feel
you're
like
right.
that even for them, there's a certain point where, yes, the longer they live, probably the stronger they get. But when they are in like old age, right, there's got to be a limit, right, or a peak, and
I
that's it.
think you're. I think you're right about the virus thing because I
Or the,
remember there was a freeze frame
yeah,
when you saw him getting his arm bitten
his arm
off,
ripped off and his eye like
and
gouged out.
that
the guy
that
said,
they
yeah,
don't regenerate properly.
yeah, there's
Plus,
limited regeneration now or something like that.
plus, he is a survivor, right? Mark is practically a brand new Viltrumite, so he's still got time to grow. If that
Yeah,
makes
that's what
sense.
I'm saying. Like
So
Mm.
the
he
way
might
I
just
see it,
outpace him.
yeah, that's the way I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it as he got because I don't know that they get the is it the Zenkai boost or whatever it is.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
I don't know that they get that.
I don't know that they get that, but from what I'm seeing, is Mark is doing this. Like he's on an upward
He's
trajectory, and I feel
yeah.
like Conquest has reached this
It's
peak.
stagnant.
And if
Yeah,
and at the start he was punching down, and time has gone by. And also, if I remember correctly, Mark could have finished him earlier in the fight, but he didn't have that killer instinct. So he's got this upward trajectory, and now he's like, if I have to put dogs down, I will. I
mm,
don't think Conquest can take Mark one-on-one anymore.
mm.
I kind of feel like
Do you think Freddie Mercury saying, "I'm not going to reward failure by killing
Freddie
you"?
Mercury.
That's just a way of him saving face because really and truly he can't afford to get rid of Conquest.
I mean, yeah,
If
that
there's
kind
less
of
than
would make
50
sense
of
too.
them left, he can't afford that.
Yeah.
Because like Thrag, I have a kind of a little bit of understanding of what type of character he is,
Who's
but
Thrag?
I
For the
can't really say. Yeah, Thrag is the king, the that one that was sitting on the with the fade with the lineup,
Yeah,
like
Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie
um
Mercury, that's him.
Okay. So what? He's about business, yeah.
I mean he's probably
I'll
like
be
at
back
the
in a
top.
sec.
Okay,
I'll be back in a sec. Carry on talking.
Oh,
all
cool.
right, but like more importantly, uh, you think after this long they still have barbers on Filtrum, mate, on Filtrum? Because like who's doing his C cups, man?
Of course. You're telling me survival of the fittest, yeah? They're not gonna have crispy lineup
You
when
know
the
what?
men
Yeah,
say, "I will not procreate with you." They have to have the crispiest lineup.
they got to. If anyone's gonna survive the Scourge virus, it's the barbers, bro. They got the throw away the whole society at that point.
With the $300 haircuts.
Yeah, because like even his beard, like even his mustache is a lot sharper than the rest of them. Or maybe it's just the way he like his face is framed. Because like they all got like the jowls and shit and stuff, but like he's just like just business.
Yeah, he's definitely got the barber on deck with the ink
Yeah.
or the spray paint to make sure those C cups are just lined up clean.
So here's the
Uh,
question. How strong do we think Alan is?
well,
Uh,
I think
low.
Alan is stronger than Mark at the
Do you
moment.
think, do you think he could take Conquest?
Mm,
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't
I
know.
think we know he could take Anissa or whatever her name
Yeah,
was.
he can take Anissa.
No, I think he can. Because the question is, can Conquest take those what are them dinosaurs called?
The
The Ragnars.
Can Conquest take the Ragnars? Because Alan was
no.
holding his own against several.
Well, when he was weaker, they was ripping him up. So I don't think he can fight them. And that was earlier, which I think
What
he
you
probably
what you
would have
think he
been.
you think he was weaker when he had both his limbs?
Yeah,
No,
because
because
he
he got
I
his
would have
limbs
thought he's
taken off
weaker.
after
I
the
would have
fight.
so
thought
he's
he's
stronger.
weaker
No, sorry. No,
with
he
the
was stronger, but he was still weaker than the Ragnar. Is my position.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. So
Alan wasn't really handling them 1v1 though, was he? Like he
Who?
was still getting like he was still kind of Alan versus versus the single Ragnar. He was still struggling.
Yeah, but that's what I said. He
yeah, but
survived.
neither of them could beat a Ragnar on their
Yeah,
home
but they
turf. On their home turf.
survived several
Yeah,
because there was two of them and several of those
yeah.
on their home planet with increased gravity. So if they were in space or on Earth, it would be different.
I feel like Alan could. Yeah, I feel like Alan could definitely hold his own. Like he could probably hold him off for a
Do
good while.
you think Alan could take Battle Beast?
Nah,
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
that'll
Oh, yeah.
be that'll beast is as it stands for me. I think he's S tier.
If you were to do like a quick like tier list then in terms of the strongest from what you've seen, how does it go?
Um, I haven't seen Thrag, but we can infer that he'd be S tier.
He's probably
Um,
above the rest of them.
yeah, we can infer that. We'd have Nolan probably S minus at this moment in time. Are we talking about peak or are we talking about currently?
Are we talking
Same.
all characters as well?
I feel like
With this, well, all characters that we've seen up until this point,
let's
Well,
stop at Titan. Anyone below Titan, let's not bother with.
right?
right.
Yeah,
Well, I think in terms. Well, we're going to be here forever if we talk about everyone. But I
we'll
think
just do like the top
strongest-
five, basically.
of the strongest things that I've seen on this show so far, I've got to put Hail Mary on there on that list.
Who's that?
Hail Mary was that beast that was giving them trouble back on Earth when it had him and Nolan. It had Invincible and Nolan in the power lines. Do you remember like the second to last episode? It was.
I don't think
It was
it's.
a beast,
I don't think it's still up
and,
there though.
and
I don't
Cecil
remember
pumped with all kind. Cecil pumped it up with all kinds of like steroids and stuff
But
to
that's
make it
season.
stronger.
But that's also with the season 1 cast, and them there are a lot weaker than the cast we got now.
Battle Beast is a season 1 cast member.
Yeah, but we've seen Battle Beast. No, but I'm saying it's like, for example, that thing was beating up Mark. Like that thing was beating up Mark right before he did the training arc and before he was getting stronger and whatnot. I don't feel like it's gonna give him much trouble now.
Yeah,
Like, I don't feel like it holds up.
Mark is at least A tier, at least. And if you're going to power scale, he's probably like S minus. I mean, we should probably do like triple S to be fair, but Mark is ready for prime time.
Mm.
Like
Could Mark now beat Nolan when he first started like switched up? Do you think?
Nah. And
I think.
I mean, you can say that I'm glazing Nolan, but Nolan's him. Like when you see the levels, like how we took out the Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't a walk in the park for him. They almost killed him.
No, it wasn't a walk in the park. But when you look at how powerful they are, do you see what I'm saying? Like you don't have to stomp to be above people. You see what I mean? Like a lot of warriors will tell you, like all that matters is who's standing last or whose head is higher at the end. Like you don't have to. I mean, even Vin Diesel, it don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. Do you see what I mean? So you don't have to stomp to be above people. It's just they died and he carried on living. He might have had to go to hospital, but he went and beat up and murdered lots of people well after they were gone. Do you see what I mean? So so could Conquest take all of the Guardians of the Globe? I don't know. Could Mark?
Good.
That's how I'm seeing it. Do you understand? Like I'm looking at benchmarks or power scale to scale this against that. And the Guardians, they were nice. We can't say that they weren't nice. Like Nolan, he took them. He didn't even say, "All right, I'm going to lure this person." You know, like Ozymandias, he lured one person here, he lured one person there, he killed them one by one. Omni-Man was like, "Listen,
I'll take you all on at once.
I've got to get coffee with my wife tonight. I'm going to do this now. I've got things to do." Do you understand? Yeah. Called them to one place, moved to them, and I was like, "Oh my god!" They even saw his face. Do you see what I mean? They tried some coordinated attacks. He dealt with them. I don't know if Conquest could do that. And come to think of it, I don't know if Battle Beast could do that.
I think that fight required strength, but it did require a certain tactic and level of combat for him to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
Who did he catch slipping first?
Red Rush. Once Red Rush died, it was downhill for the Guardians.
Batman didn't last long either, did he?
All the deaths came after Red Rush.
Yeah.
But was he like? Because he saved was it Woolman?
Mm.
He saved what?
He saved Woolman, right?
He saved a lot of them. I feel like he got. Yes, I feel he saved Immortal first because Nolan went for Immortal first, didn't he? I feel he
I
saved Immortal first. I
just to
think he
stop
saved.
everything.
I think he even saved the Aquaman as well.
Yeah, he did. He put in work.
He did. It's only his downfall was when he started to try and punch Nolan or try and fight Nolan. He shouldn't have done that. If he had stayed on defense, getting the people out of the way and that might have given the others time to like really think about what we need to do to get this guy to take this guy down. But
They still wouldn't have been
anyway,
able to.
back to the so back to the question. I think the A tier fighters now thinking about it is probably Mark, Conquest, and Allen, and then the S tiers are Nolan, Battle Beast, and probably and Thrag is probably I'm imagining is going to be above them because to be the Grand Regent, I'm imagining he's going to have to
You
do
got to
some.
be the strongest.
Now that you
And
mention it, I got a bad feeling about this.
You got what
I said I got a bad feeling about this
about what ranking them?
because I haven't read the comics, innit? Now
I
that
haven't
now
read
that
them
we're talking
either.
about now that we're talking about power scaling, I think to show how hard Freddie Mercury is, I think Nolan's gonna get it.
you're going to take him out.
Yeah,
I feel like, this one was so I can quickly get my 2 cents. I feel like
I don't
in
think
terms of
Nolan can.
order,
Yeah, go on. I was going to say
Brad,
I don't expect Nolan to make it anyway.
probably not. In
I
terms of
did.
order, I'd
But now
put
that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I think he's gonna get it, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'll tell you, mum, I love her." It's gonna be sad.
Well, we're going to have to see how this heats up, man. Was there anything else?
yeah. So I just wanted to say, in terms of order, I think it probably goes Thrag, Battle Beast, Battle Beast / Nolan, Conquest, no, Mark, Allen, Anissa, no, Conquest, then Anissa.
So
Because
you put
no,
Mark above
no,
Allen.
it goes Mark, Conquest, Anissa. No, oh God, no, Mark, the Thrag, Battle Beast / Nolan, Mark, Conquest, Allen, Anissa, in that particular order for the time being.
Who do you
Mark is
think's got more Who do you think's got more combat experience, Mark or Allen?
I'd
Mark in this.
imagine Allen,
You think
because I'm
Allen?
pretty sure Allen has been with the Federation and whatnot, long doing stuff longer than Mark has been a hero.
He's fighting.
But you think that Mark is stronger than Allen though?
Yeah, but in like a straight, like, can he straight up fight, like a straight up brawl and stuff off? I feel like Mark could beat Allen.
Yeah, because of survivability. Like, he might not be a better fighter, but he's
Okay.
more powerful, more endurance. Because remember, the first time we spoke about it, and I said like Mark actually can't fight. He's like kick ass. He's just got high stamina and high survivability.
And he's durable.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Sorry, like he to begin with, he couldn't fight. Like
Yeah.
he was literally getting stomped. Like not talking about it. Like we were watching him getting curb stomped.
Mm.
Whereas now, like people are bothering him.
Yeah.
He's like, you are actually bothering me. Like he's, and when we say it like that, you can see why. Why am I so bad with names today? You can see why what's his face is so shook.
Who? Optimus
Nick
Prime. Who?
Nick Fury.
Oh, Cecil.
Yeah, you can see why he's shook because everything is an irritant to Mark now, and he's got PTSD on top of it. He is one bad day. Because the thing is, when Nolan was doing stuff, it was a choice. Yeah. If Mark crashes out, you don't know what he's gonna do. With Nolan, it was like, listen, I've got stuff to do, blah blah blah. Join me or die. Yeah. With Mark, it could be anything.
That's also, again, I know we touched on it last week, but that's also kind of why it's like Cecil needs to stop giving him reasons to crash out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, I get it with like being prepared for the worst outcome, but it's the fact that like if you commit to this, you'll almost certainly guaranteeing there will be a worst outcome.
But also, committing to the worst outcome is also, I need to make sure I can get the right people to give him the emotional support that he needs. That's also committing to the worst outcome. Yeah. Like he's just doing it the American way, innit? He's got the biggest guns.
Shoot him up and ask questions later. Or never. Fucking hell. That's a good freaking analogy, man. That's a really good analogy.
Let's keep shooting. And if we don't wake up tomorrow, then yeah, I guess we were wrong. That's their attitude.
That's it, innit? Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, man. We've just crossed over the hour mark. Does anyone have any final thing to say before we close up?
Get Nolan some boots.
Yeah. Really? Okay. I'm gonna say this again. I just want to say, with the way that this was progressing, at least this episode, it is always so good to not be stuck doing another side quest. Oh my gosh. Like, it was a backstory, but it was still part of the main story. And I get a lot of backlash, what kind of the word for lack of a better phrase, to be like, oh man, but all of the side quests and stuff, or the missions, they're all good. I'm not saying they're not good.
Who told you that
when you're dangling the Vulture My Empire, like the frag reveal, what's really going on in the background of in my face, like I don't want to. I really don't want to. I just want to see more of that.
I kind of feel like these side quests are all necessary. I feel like
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. I kind of want to see more of what's going on in space because that is the overarching like threat or plot. And if they are gonna do more of these, which they can, just do them as like specials.
I agree absolutely. And to echo that, I need a supercar that just has Vulture My activity. If it's not Mark on screen, it's Nolan. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see side quests either on my second watch round.
Okay.
I've already through the season.
Using season 1 and 2. Using season 1 and 2 to do a bit of world building, I'm not against that.
No, I don't hate
it. Fine. That's fine. But as we are drawing closer to the threat, right, we're moving away, like from what's, well, not say important, but thing. And like I said, with the way Amazon are releasing the seasons, they dropped the first 3 episodes, and then the week after that, that's 4, and there's only 8 episodes a season. We're already halfway through. Like this coming week is the 5th episode, and technically it's only been out for like what
2 weeks?
So 2 weeks now, two and a half.
If they do like Invincible War, where the good stuff is only 5 minutes long, I might crash out.
Oh shit!
Cecil's gonna have a problem. And do you know what? I'll tell you what. And this is, and I know you're gonna say there's an easy way to fix it. These adverts are really frustrating me. I'm trying to watch Invincible. I'm not trying to watch a man pay off his ex-wife.
When you say adverts, you mean like the Amazon adverts, or do you mean like
the Amazon adverts? Like no one told you to get divorced. Like, why you up in my? You got adverts on yours? Or did you pay the extra?
I
Nah, I
paid the
got
extra. I can't deal with that.
Is it worth it?
It is because it's like not to go too far. It's like when I play for YouTube Premium. I've had YouTube Premium for like a couple years now. I don't even know what it's like. So when it's not working, or I go with someone who's actually has ads, it's so jarring for me.
Yeah, I can't do ads on my YouTube.
But it's the
But the
same
thing is,
thing.
I only watch Invincible. I don't watch nothing else on Prime.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why
Yeah,
am I paying for this
yeah.
subscription? But with the Prime, if you're buying off Prime, you get the free, you get the
You
free
get the
next day
deliveries
delivery,
as
don't
well.
you? Or same day delivery.
But that's the thing, though. The ad
I don't
subscription is a bonus thing. It's not included in Prime.
say again.
So you pay for that extra ads to get off. That's not included in Prime.
Oh, isn't
Yeah, that's
it?
what I'm saying.
Nah,
Yeah,
which
you
is
have to pay
weird.
extra
Oh,
to
okay.
get rid of the
What?
adverts.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That's what I'm
Because the
saying.
thing
That's
That's
is,
why
what
I
I'm saying.
got it.
the thing is, we're only going to be watching. Well, I'm only going to be watching Invincible for another couple of weeks, and then maybe the boys and the boys. And then after that, I won't. I probably won't turn on Amazon Prime for another year.
That's what I'm
Well, they
saying.
do they do have some other good stuff on there, but
Yeah, but
also like I'm not the only one who uses it, so that's also another reason why I got it. So
I don't.
anyway, this is going a bit off
yeah,
topic for a live stream. We can keep the discussion going, but maybe we should end the live session and we can carry on talking behind stage if you really want to. But I know I need to get to bed. So, do you want someone want to close us out?
Um.
yeah, you go first. You go first.
So, what do we want to see more of the man with the golden gun?
Don't mind if as long as it pushes the plot forward to where it is. I don't care. I
You
don't
guys
care.
just got done saying if it ain't Nolan and it ain't Mark, you don't want to know. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
I
he's
said,
gonna.
do
with them
you
in
want to
space.
see more? I didn't say I want to. I
I
said,
want
do
to
you?
see. I want to see. I want to see something with Tech Jacket because I want to see who that character is more what that character's about. I also want to see more of Damien Darkblood. I've always said that since season one.
I
I
don't care
thought,
about it.
I thought he was a very interesting character, and I just want to see how he fits into the whole thing. And yeah, so I'm all right with the world building. To be honest, I'm all right with it.
I've got a final question.
There's nothing wrong with the world building. I like the world building, but we only have so much time.
Mm. Blue or yellow?
Yellow.
Say again? Blue.
Blue. And blue attitude as well. I'll take blue attitude also.
Okay, ain't been working out too well for my man so far.
It's working out fine. The earth is still spinning.
Yeah, just about. All right then.
That's what matters.
All right then. Well, we'll catch you guys next time when we do the next episode.
Stay reeled in, and of course, this was about. That's where the Invincible title card comes in. But,
Yeah, but we ain't doing no editing, so yeah. Anyway, keep it bit on hard and stay reeled in. Night. All right, peace. Malik, you still there?
belief. Where's
Hello?
the?
Oh, he left. I
Hello?
don't know why Philip left. I just ended the stream.
Oh,
Oh no, it's still running. End stream.
before you go.